Hello guys, this is TonTon here, and since my last video of the top 5 worst Studio Series figure, I think I'm gonna do a little bit of reverse this time by doing the list of top 10 best worth buying figures of the Studio Series line. So upon this list, I will judge the figure based on the outlook of theirs, the transformation, and lastly the collectivity, like is it worth it or not. So this is the top 10 list, and let's begin. On the top 10, the first thing is the number 10 I will have is Long Haul from Revenge of the Fallen. He's a part of the Constructicon team, and as you can see here, this vehicle mode resembles like a truck, and judging from this size of display, I think that he's a pretty good vehicle. Judging on the aspect of real life and movie accurate, I really like the painting here. We got some black paint and the window is blue. A lot of people would say that why this is not clear, but I would have a counter argument of that. This is supposed to be like to deflect the sun. So yeah, he's a pretty good transformer for number 10 in this vehicle mode. And here's Long Haul in his robot mode, and you wanna what? Despite all the hatred I have for the articulation of this figure, I would say now that he still looks really great of all the details and the movie accuracy of him. Like a lot of people first see him and they complain that what the hell is this? I mean, that is movie accuracy right here, because he does have it in the movie, and also all the details are really good. So if you're looking for a change, like from the normal slim aesthetic Autobot, the bulky Long Haul would really be a great addition to your collector. And also that the reason that he's worth buying is because despite that he's also a great good looking figure, you can also buy the other Constructicon, which is what Hasbro 1 formed into Devastator. So yeah, he's a really worth buying figure, and that's why he's on number 10 of this list. And one more reason that I just forgot, that is if you compare him to the original Long Haul toy, you will see this is such a big improvement of all the design, the engineering and everything. The number 9 on the list also is Rampage, and he's also from Revenge of the Fallen and a Constructicon. I mean, look at the vehicle itself, it's pretty good, I must say, for display purpose. If I'm gonna display him in the vehicle form, this is a good transformer to pick up from, because look at the painting. I really dig this panel here with the silver paint on it. It really has the highlights for the vehicle mode. And I also like the trench detail here and the cockpit of the vehicle. This is why I really dig him. If you look in this size alone, he's a really impressive vehicle. But then again, the reason that I will display him is for the robot mode. And here we have Rampage, and I must say, if you look close here, you get all the details of him, which is really nice. The trench, and you also got the gun, which he does have in the movie. Oh, sorry, my bad. But then the old toys, it never showed up. And the aesthetic of the body is really nice. And again, the details, look at the details here. I will bring in the detail here. If you look closely, all the details of him look splendid. You got all this silver paint on the body. And again, if you're gonna look for a odd looking transformer, like something different, Rampage from Revenge of the Fallen would be a really great addition to the collection of yours. The number 8 is Brawl from the first Transformer movie. I pretty enjoy his tank mode because of the outlook. Like as you see, you have a lot of guns and missile and everything, and the painting is like a camo paint, which is I really dig. But the main reason that he's on the number 8 on this list is because of mostly the robot mode, which I will talk more specific now. With Brawl in this robot mode, and to be honest, he's a good representation of what he looks like in the movie, and with all the guns. But then again, he got some still down points that I want to point out. First is the back of the arms. You can see here, this is a whole panel, and it just stays there, it doesn't go away. And then again, it is with the tank barrel here, it's not articulated, it's just a fixed position here, like so. And for that, he's on a pretty low rank of this list. But then again, he did a pretty good job of capturing what he looks like in the movie. That is why he's here. And one more minor thing that I think, this is my personal opinion, I think that he's quite small, you know. I think that he's quite small. But that's just it. And then we have Brawl. So an interesting case of this video, because since my last video of like the top studio series, I have him at number 4, but now he's number 7. The reason for that is after some lot of judging, I find that this is quite not good for Ironhide, because look at the like you see his 2 cannon here. They're stored on the back of the truck, but in the movie it's not. And as I have mentioned earlier, that the reason of this list is movie accuracy and the outlook. So I'm not giving too high credit on the semi truck mode. And otherwise, he's a pretty good truck. If you just I'm just gonna remove this here. And if you remove this 2 cannon, and if somehow like the 2 cannon can be stored underneath the truck, like with the movie masterpiece, he would definitely go on a very high position of this list. But unfortunately, it's not. So he's on number 7. And here we have Ironhide, and I must say that he's a really good looking robot. And why he's big improved from the movie masterpiece is because of this. You see, you can the arm here is a different design, so you got more and better range of articulation than with the original movie masterpiece version. And besides that, his head, the face sculpt of him is really nice. You can see that he got some quite a beating, and the cannons are fine in this mode because they are on the good scaling. And then again, the only downfall that I would give for him, it is because of the lack of paint. I mean, like, he looks really blended with, oh, look at the leg, it barely have any painting on it. And then with, oh, it happened again with the arms and the upper body of him, which make him such a such a low position on this list. And because it's a shame, because he would be a really good figure if they just give him more paint. To be honest, his look kind of dull here. Upon number 6, we have Drift Helicopter mode from Age of Extinction. I mean, like, he's a pretty weird looking helicopter. I'm not sure if this is a real life helicopter or just a concept. But if you look closely, I mean, like, he has some pretty good details. But then again, the problem with Drift in this mode is like he's having too much of robot parts showing out in the vehicle form. As you can see, we have the thigh armor and the shoulder armor around here, and that is why I give him the number 6 on the list. And besides that, he's a pretty good figure. He got some great details and the color is beautiful. If I have to complain something, is that the lack of the blue painting. I think that in the movie he has more blue than the toy itself. And this is Drift in this robot mode, the number 6 mod on the list. I mean, he's a good looking transformer, to be honest. He has a sleek aesthetic of a samurai, just like what he appears in the movie. And other than that, you still got his accessory, you just got his blade. And in his addition, you got some missile tube here. Bring it closer for you. You still have some missile tube. Here we go. And the face is still as good as usual. And you also got this option of this this rotary blade. You can attach it onto the arms as a shield. I mean, like, it's optional. I mean, it's still good though. You still got a lot of option of displaying him. And other than that, he's still a good looking transformer, just like in the movie. And that is why he is here on the list. The number 5 on the list, also helicopter like number 6, we have Blackout from the first Transformer movie. The reason why I give him position this mostly something like this. He has some hollow parts, and if you flip him around like this and look carefully like this here, it's totally empty. And besides that, during the transformation, we also have some problem of some tabs. It's quite easy to break, and otherwise he's still a great figure. And there's one more reason he's on number 5, and I will mention it on the robot part. Despite the fact that I kind of dislike the hollowness in the helicopter mode, but I would still give him a high position on this list because of the aspect of the robot mode. What the helicopter mode lacks, the robot mode, it just be better by all the aspect of it. Like, if you have look closely here, we have a really good and movie accurate Blackout with all the details of the body. And yeah, you can look better now. You can see that all the details are better, and you have the head, which is a really intimidating head, which is basically what he looks like in the movie. And they capture that aesthetic of him. Has a really slim leg, really nice. And yeah, the rotary blade and everything of him just look better. That is why I enjoy Blackout so much. He's a good figure, and maybe I must say the best Blackout we have so far. Upon number 4, we have the Studio Series number 44. What a coincidence. Dark of the Moon Optimus with the Jetwing pack. I'm gonna bring the Jetwing here, plug them together, as you can see. Here, the reason why that he's on this number of the list, although that he's because of like, first he has nothing new compared to the old number 32 Revenge of the Fallen version. And otherwise that he just have a little bit of different paint here, and also he had his trailer. So basically he's still a worth playing figures, but there's nothing like too much change of him. That is why he's on number 4 of the list. And this is Optimus Prime fully transformed with his trailer into the Jetwing. I mean, like, this is a decent representation of what the hanger looks like and what is the Jetwing combination looks like in the movie. But personally, I'm not too enjoy this. I would expect a upgrade kit, to be honest. I would expect some upgrade kit from DNA maybe, because the combination still have some point that I don't like. First is the hollowness of this. You see it's hollow. That is why I will have displayed this size, so it's wrong. So it's like this, and this is hollow, which is I don't really understand that why they did that. And one other thing is that you have the gun. It's a pretty small, because in the movie it's supposed to be big and wrap around like this, cover his whole arms. And that is the two aspects I don't like about the Jetwing. About the weapon hanger, as I mentioned in my reviews, the link is up there. You can see that the weapon is not correct on the scaling and on the painting. And if you want to have a better look on that, check out the video of the review of Studio Series number 44 Optimus Jetwing. I will leave the link on the screen for you. The number 3 on the list, also a different Optimus figure. This is the Optimus from the Bumblebee movie version. And why he's on number 3? It is because that he's a great combination of both the G1 Classic and the modern Transformer design language. And if you look close here, you can see that he has a really like G1 truck mode. But then again, if you transform him and look at him in the robot mode, you will see that he's also a great example of how well designed he is, and I will show you. And here we have Optimus Prime, and you probably noticed, like I mentioned in all my previous review, he's an excellent example of the combination of the original, the classic G1 design, and the Michael Bay, the modern Transformer design language. As you can see here, he maintained a very mechanical looks with all the painting and the sculpting. It still shows a really good vibe of the Michael Bay Transformer, and otherwise he still have that clean, almost beautiful G1 aesthetic with the old design of the blue legs and the red upper bodies, and also with the blue head. And then again, if you look closely, you can see all the mechanical details and all the silver paint to have some pop up. And the only downfall of him would be the backpack, which is, I mean, like, it's clean, but it's a little bit wide, like here. But that is also, it got really good covered by all the painting of the figure itself. So yeah, he's still a good recommendation for all the aesthetics of him. He's still really nice, and I would still really highly recommend him. And for number 2, we have Sideswipe from Dark of the Moon. Why he is on number 2? Because he has a great design, a very slick and small sport car, and also in the robot mode, which is also very clean. If you look in the back, there's nothing much to complain about. And let's go into the robot mode. And this is Sideswipe in his robot mode. and the reason that I really enjoyed him and gave him on number 2 of the worth buying list is because this Sideswipe here, you have all the accessories that he used in the movie. You have his really good looking arm blade, and you also having his gun, and they give you 2 of each, which is really nice. And this is like the best representation of Sideswipe so far. The head sculpt as usual is amazing. Yeah. And then again, the backpack is not that big, and if you pay attention to the movies, he got kind of a big backpack as well. This is a really nice figure. And if you look, and he also used the vehicle mode from Dark of the Moon, which is a really good looking car, and that's why I enjoy this figure so much. I mean, like, this is maybe the best movie Sideswipe we have to date, because none of the previous figure can satisfy me, and this one, it does. A really good Sideswipe figure. You may find that there's a few figures that's supposed to be on this list, but then it's not. I have a few, like this we have Barricade and Jazz, that they used to be on my old list, but not anymore because the movie masterpiece version of them is really good. And then we have like Starscream and Megatron from Revenge of the Fallen. The reason that I'm not include them in here is because they're not really a must-have, because like they're all figures, like they all the variation is still good, so nothing too much to complain about. High Tower, we do not see his robot mode in the movie, which is why he's not on the list. And again, we have Dropkick in the car mode. Well, the problem with that figure is that the leg is kind of short to me, so like he's kind of short, not tall enough. That is why he also not on the list. Then again, this is solely my opinion, so if you have any different thoughts, leave it in the comment section below. And once again, we have Jetfire on the number 1 spot of my worth buying Transformer. Why is he still on number 1? Of course, it's because of the aesthetic of the jet mode. As you see, really big, really movie accurate, like really nice. And like I said on my previous list, if you look him in the robot mode and all the aspect that he brings you, you can see that he is even more worth buying than just like this mode itself. And yes, this is Jetfire again in the number 1 list. Why he's still in number 1? Because he's still the best Studio Series figure I think so far to me. Because first, he had a very good transformation sequence. Second, you get all the nice detail of him, just like in the movie. Like this is movie accuracy here. And third, he got a good playable value, like combining with Optimus. That is a really good value right here. And again, if you look close here, you got all the nice aesthetic of him in the just like in the movie. You got his button and you got his axe, which is really nice. Then again, there's nothing much to say about him because I already say too much about him in the previous video. He's a really nice, and the combination with Optimus looks far more better than Optimus Prime with the Jetwing pack, and that is why I recommend him as one of the best, like for worth buying figure of the Studio Series line so far. And yes, this Jetfire can also combine with Studio Series number 44 and 32. That is basically like the 2 Optimus the same, and you got that replacement belly for number 44. And surprisingly, he can also combine with number 5. This is the original Optimus from Transformer 1, and also with Starscream as well. I'll leave the link of how to combine them in the description. Then again, this is my thought on the top 10 worth buying figure from the Studio Series line. And if you have any thoughts, comment section and Instagram always welcome you. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and ring the bell for upcoming videos. And follow me on Instagram. That is where I mostly do my updates and everything. TonTon out.